Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about Victorian period, which is also known as the second golden period in English literature. Victorian period started 20 June 1837 and ended in 22nd January 1901 AD. Victorian period started when Queen Victoria ascended the throne of England at the age of 18 just because King William IV has no legitimate child. It was a long period of peace and prosperity. Queen Victoria ruled 63 years and 33 prime ministers served under the Queen. Queen Victoria was married to Prince Albert in 1840, 10th February. But Prince Albert died on 14 December at the age of 42 only in 1861 AD. Queen Victoria and Prince Alfred had 9 children, 5 girls and 4 boys. The Industrial Revolution of this period was greatly improved. In this period, British Empire became the first global industrial empire. Britain was the largest producer of coal, iron, steel, and textiles. London's population grew rapidly during this period. How was the life? Of course, there was class divisions. Rich people could enjoy their life in many ways, like they could wear fancy clothes and get a lot of vacancies. They were using telephones when it was invented. The children could attend the school. But the poor people had to work hard the whole day. Even their children had to go to work in the mines, factories, and workhouses. But yeah, towards the end of this period, all children had the opportunity to study for free. Now, what was the condition of women in this period? This era was patriarchal. Women did not get the opportunity to study as much. Victorian people believed that women were responsible for running household works and raising children only. Okay, now important events and inventions of this period. In 1842, a law was passed to ban women and children working in mines. In 1869, Suez Canal opens. In 1844, first telegraph was sent. 1876, Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone. In 1879, the electric light bulb invented by Swan and Edison. In 1880, 2nd August, the Elementary Education Act was passed. In 1885, safety bicycle invented. In 1895, Marconi invents radio. In 1870, the Education Act established the right of all children to schooling. Charles Darwin's The Origin of Species, published in 1859. Education became free for every child in 1891. There are also many medical discoveries during this period, like Victorians discovered important information about diseases such as cholera, malaria, and tuberculosis. Okay, now let's know about literary features of this period. Prose and novels were more popular than any other form of literature in this era. Charles Dickens was an English writer and social critic and the most famous Victorian novelist. He wrote novels, short stories, comics, and many more. His first novel was The Pickwick Papers, which was published between 1836 to 37. His other important works are Oliver Twist, Nicholas Nickleby, A Christmas Carol, Dombey and Son, David Copperfield, Black House, Little Dorrit, A Tale of Two Cities, and obviously Great Expectations. Thomas Hardy was an English novelist and poet. He wrote in the latter decades of the Victorian period. His most notable works are Under the Greenock Tree, Far from the Madding Crowd, The Mayor of Casterbridge, Jude and the Obscure, and many more. William Makepeace Thackeray was novelist, author, and illustrator. He is known for his satirical works, best known for his Vanity Fair. In his novels, Thackeray gives a vivid description of both middle-class and aristocratic society, their mode of life, manners, and also their hypocrisy and snobbishness, their selfishness, and etc. His famous works are Pendennis, The Virginians, The Newcomes, The Rose and the Ring, Rebecca and Rowena, and many more. Robert Louis Stevenson. He was a Scottish novelist, essayist, poet, and travel writer. His important works are Treasure Island, Kidnapped, The Suicide Club, Catriona, The Swing, My Shadow, The Body Snatcher, and many more. Anthony Trollope was an English essayist and a civil servant of the Victorian era. His works are The Wanderer, Dr. Throne, The Duke's Children, The Prime Minister, The Way We Live Now, Can You Forgive Her, and many more. Elizabeth Gaskell was an English novelist. Gaskell was influenced by the writings of Jane Austen. She wrote about upheaval of class boundaries, the industrialization, religions, and women's issues in the Victorian era. Her best-known novels are Cranford, North and South, Wives and Daughter, and many more. George Eliot was an English novelist and poet, journalist, translator, one of the leading writers of the Victorian era. Known by her name George Eliot, but her actual name is Mary Ann Evans. Her famous works are Middlemarch, Silas Marner Illustrated, The Mill on the Floss, Adam Bede, Daniel Deronda, Romola, The Lifted Veil, Skins of Clerical Life, and many more. Bronte sisters, Emily Bronte. She is best known for her Wuthering Heights, and her pen name was Elise Bell. Charlotte Bronte. She is best known for her Jane Eyre. Her pen name was Cuver Bell. Annie Bronte. She is best known for her two novels, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall and Agnes Grey, and her pen name was Acton Bell. In this period, women were not accepted as writers, so that they used pseudonyms. Other major novelists were George Meredith, Oscar Wilde, William Morris, Wilkie Collins, and important poets. Robert Browning was an English poet, playwright. He was noted for his irony, characterizations, dark humor, social commentary, historical setting, challenging vocabulary, and syntax. He was the master of dramatic verse and often considered to be one of the major successors of Romanticism. His famous works are The Ring and the Book, the story of a Roman murder trial in 12 books. Famous poems are My Last Duchess, Meeting at Night, Fra Lippo, The Laboratory, and many more. Alfred Tennyson was an English poet. In 1829, Tennyson was awarded the Chancellor's Gold Medal at Cambridge University for one of his first pieces, Timbuktu. His other works are In Memoriam, A Farewell, Crossing the Bar, The Lady of Shalott, The Splendour Falls on Castle Walls, The Princess, Ulysses, and many more. Elizabeth Barrett Browning was an English poet. She wrote poetry from the age of 11, was the wife of Robert Browning. Her most famous poem, How Do I Love Thee? In her poetry, she also addressed child labor mines and mills of England and slavery among other social injustices. Oscar Wilde was a playwright, poet, and popular literary figure in the late Victorian period, was an icon of the Victorian age. In his plays and writings, he uses wit, intelligence, and humor. Because of his sexuality, he suffered humiliation and embarrassment. He was married and had an affair with a man. His famous works are The Picture of Dorian Gray, The Importance of Being Earnest, Lady Windermere's Fur. Okay, so that's all about today. Hope this video helped you a little bit. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.